Play.
Pai, happy birthday. We miss you so much. Uh, According to John, Ina emailed him to prepare us for a video on your B-Day. So hurriedly, I have to write everything to make sure that I won't miss anything. Now, you're already 29. Old maid na ba ang tawag dyan? I know you have no plan yet of settling down. The way we see it, you're still at the peak of enjoying your life. So do what you think is best for you, but please don't remain single the rest of your life. I don't want you to inherit this spinstership in us, where for every generation, there's always one single in the family. You should break it, that's an order. I'm alarmed that every time you come home, you're always telling me you won't get married and you want to spend your singlehood with us. But I still believe your mind will still change when Mr. Right will come your way. As you know, we are already old, and what your papa is always saying, we are already in a pre-departure stage. Anytime we go. So as early as now, you have to plan already your future. You kept on telling me you are balancing your work and life, the reasons why you are always traveling. So please include this also in balancing your life. Now, so much for this. We would like you to know that we love you so very much. We miss you, and we are so proud of what you are now. You have reached the peak of your career and had achieved so much more than what we expected of you. I remember at your early age, we had to send you to Manila to continue your second year high school because of the peace and order situation here in Ipil. Being an only girl at that, it was so hurting and painful on our part, as well as on your part also, to be separated from us. Especially that was the first time you'll be apart from us. Plus the fact, at the back of our minds, we could not be sure if you could really finish your studies. Not only finish your studies, but you proved it wrong when you were able to finish not only your high school, but also up to college and got your BS Tourism diploma without giving us any problem. Hence the reason why anything or everything Shellas wants, Shellas gets. Not because you are an spoiled girl, but because it's worth it. Like when you wanted to have your practicum in Australia, which was a very expensive request, and at the same time we felt it was also unfair for your two brothers. But still, with the help and support of your Kuya Mel, financially you were able to make it. But then, after a few weeks in Australia, you called up crying, wanting to go home already. But still, with your strong will and determination, you were able to finish it. When you tried to have a part-time job there in Australia, we pitied you. We know you are not used to those kind of works because you grew up with maids around you. But again, you proved something again to us. You're such a strong-willed girl, very tough in the sense you're fond of challenging activities such as skydiving in Australia, to the extent of overpowering your papa because you were able to jump 8,000 feet high while his was only 6,000 feet. Then when we were in Macau, you tried again bungee jumping. Talo mo ang brothers mo sa katapangan mo. You are such a brave girl and a fighter, and I missed it because every time we have fight with your pa, you're always in the front line fighting him, so he could not do anything if pumasok ka na sa eksena. And remember, I think you were still at kinder 1 age, around 5, when we had a fight with your pa because of you. At that time, I did not attend their monthly socialization, and without knowing it, you were able to sneak out from our home at 8 in the evening and went straight to the camp just to peep what your papa was doing there because the guards won't let you in. And upon seeing him dancing, you went back home running and reported what you saw. A big fight ensued, and when you were confronted angrily by your pa, you remained firm of what you said, that you really saw him dancing. And when asked how sure you are, you said, I'm very sure you're the one because you're the only one kalbo in that group. We ended up laughing. You're also very independent and family-oriented girl, but most of all, you're such a smart girl. Very admirable, adorable, lovable, caring, thoughtful, and a role model daughter. For me, no regrets at all for giving up my career just to be a full-time mom to the three of you. It's worth the sacrifices, especially your pa, being a military man, encountering so much difficulties operating in the fields, and can go home only for 15 days for every 3 months. So I decided that I should stop working and go with him whenever his assignment was, just to make our family intact. Of course, it was really difficult on my part to leave my work, but since family was my top priority, I have to, and it took me 3 resignation letters before it was accepted by my boss. By the way, I see it based on what you shared to me about your work activities. I think we have the same work pattern. We work wholeheartedly with full dedication, giving ourselves to the fullest, and leaving it is the hardest thing to do. But when it comes to diskarte, talo mo ako. You are the junior version of your pa. You got that trait from your pa. Sumobra pa yata. Again, remember when we had a misunderstanding with your pa, and I packed up my things and you were the first one to volunteer to go with me. Your two Brads does not want to go because they want to continue their studies. But before we left, I briefed you that there's no more coming back. That means you won't be able to continue your studies, but still, you went with me. So we went to Sambu City and checked in a hotel with a fake names. And upon arrival, you started going around the mall shopping, and 3 days after, when you did not have any more money to shop, you want already to go back home. You told me to just bring you to the airport and you can be already by yourself. Then I reminded you again of our agreement that there's no more going back. You know what you did? You called up the phone operator of the Southcom headquarters, Sambu City, and befriended the operator just so you could be connected to the brigade headquarters in Ipil, where your papa had his office. And good enough, you were able to talk with your pa secretly, and unknowingly, he and his securities were able to trace us up, which really shocked me. I think you were only grade 4, age 10 years old at that time. You're so full of surprises from the time you're still a little naughty girl up to the present time that you're already a full-grown girl. The surprises are still there. There are still lots of stories about you worth sharing, but this is already too long, so let's end this. Happy birthday again, and be always reminded that life is a continuous journey, a constant challenge of choices, and whenever trials comes in, don't ever give reasons to give up, but make it a challenge to improve yourself and an inspiration to move forward. May you be blessed with what you pray for, rewarded for what you work for, and will be granted with the things that you hope and aspire for. Bye. Take good care of yourself. Be humble always. Enjoy your day and be happy. Please don't cry. We love you. Okay.